Let's get to, we'll do some King stuff.
Yeah.
Day 50.
Kaminga Watch.
Nothing on the Jonathan Kuminga front, but we do have stuff on the Malik Monk front / Russell Westbrook front.
There seems to be a front.
There's two fronts, according to Mark Stein. After Sacramento explored various trade scenarios earlier this summer involving Malik Monk, league sources say that the Kings are not actively engaged in such trade talks now. The Kings have maintained an interest in unsigned free agent Russell Westbrook, sources say, but I'm told that they have indeed explored the possibility of creating a backcourt opening for Westbrook by other means rather than dealing Monk. Monk is said to have made a positive impression in Sacramento, not only with his play, but how he has embraced his role and the franchise as a King. All right, I want to put a pin in the Russell Westbrook part of this because I have so many questions about that.
Okay.
What are we doing here? This went from can't get rid of Malik Monk fast enough, oh my God, get him off the basketball team, to he's made a positive impression in Sacramento, not only with his play, but how he has embraced his role and the franchise as a King. If that's the case, then why were they trying to get rid of him? That feels like one of those, hey, we're building a culture, we want to get this thing going the right way. That feels like they're saying that he embodies that.
Okay, so to me, this feels like you put the guy's name out there a whole bunch for like a month and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing is brewing. The deals that you were looking at aren't working, and you've got to change gears. And part of changing gears means that you have to embrace Malik Monk and get him back in the fold and make him feel like he belongs.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this sounds like. Like, I think one of the biggest, the biggest issues that I've seen from this team during the Monty and Wes era was that players were left hanging in the wind for like 6, 8, 10 months. Like, how many times did Harrison Barnes have to hear his name mentioned in a potential trade? How many times did Kevin Huerter, who's already dealing with confidence issues clearly, how many times did he have to hear that he was about to be packaged with Harrison Barnes and traded somewhere, and nobody in the league wants you? Like, how many times? So at a certain point, you need to stop with that, and you need to try to trade players during the trade windows, during a window, and once that window's over, you need to have a meeting of the minds with that player and say, hey, look, this was our path forward.
Yep.
It didn't work. You know, we had this idea, and this idea was that we might be able to find a cheaper version of you and that we need to use your money in a different way. And it didn't work out. And so you're here and we love you, and like, no hard feelings. This is a business. You have to understand we're trying to improve the roster, and you're a really good player that we thought we might be able to get a really good player at a different position by trading you. And so I think that's, you have to do this part where it's uncomfortable, and you have to put it out there that, hey, we're not trading you.
Yeah.
We're not trading you unless we trade you between now and February.
Yeah.
And then even if we don't trade you then, we might trade you next summer because, like, look, we have this idea that in 2027 that we're going to reboot our roster, and you just happen to have 1 year left on your deal with over $20 million bucks. So I don't think we've seen the last of this, but I do think that there is a moment where you got to calm everything down and say, hey, look, this is a path forward for us. And like, the Golden State Warriors not wanting to trade for Malik Monk, that's not because Malik Monk's a bad player. I mean, Malik Monk like took them to the woodshed in the NBA playoffs. Like, they should understand how good Malik Monk is. The difference is he's a 3-year contract, and they're looking for a short-term thing that they can flip for something else.
Sure.
Almost out of respect, it's like, hey, we don't want Malik Monk. His contract's too long, but also he's kind of too good to do what we're going to do, our next steps. And that's why they want to.
And they didn't want to get rid of Moses Moody or Buddy Hield.
Yeah, and the impact of making that trade would cost them. So, yeah, I think it's interesting. But again, like, this is today. This is, whatever it is, August 25th. We got a long time until training camp opens. We got a little over a month. We've got 2 months before the season starts. Like, a lot can happen between now and then. But for right now, let's calm everything down and get Malik back in the fold.
Let's call Mark Stein.
Yeah.
Get him talking about Malik. Okay, so that brings the Russell Westbrook part of this into the conversation. I need someone to help me.
Okay.
What is it with Russell West? Like, what? Why?
I have this fear, Kyle, that I'm not the person to answer this for you.
No, that's fine.
No, but you understand what I'm saying. Like, I'm not a Russell Westbrook guy. I don't believe in him as a viable option for a team to get better right now. And it's not that I think he's a bad player, but at age 36, he'll be 37 in November. There's certain players that are out there that impact winning in a very distinct way. And then there are other players that are out there that I feel like are looking for their numbers at all times.
Mm-hmm.
And Russell Westbrook is a guy who literally goes to the scorer's table in the middle of a game and asks him if he's going to get that steal or not, or why he doesn't have 6 rebounds. He only has 5 rebounds. Like he is a very, very good player, and statistically speaking, one of the great players we've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
But my fear is something that we've kind of quietly brought up. This, I believe, if you were to add Russell Westbrook and then let's just say you're able to go get Jonathan Kuminga, this would be the worst 3-point shooting team in the league.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's even
By
close. By a lot. It's already like in danger of being that.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you go out and you sign Doug McDermott and you give him a full contract, not even a partial guarantee, but you do that, that tells you like they're hoping that Doug McDermott will play on this team because they have to have somebody who can shoot the 3.
Mm-hmm.
And it can't just be the Keon Ellis, Zach LaVine, who played the same position.
Sure.
And then Keegan Murray, who nobody passes the ball to. It can't be like those 3 guys and nobody else shoots a 3. Oh, wait, we got Domas, who's a 40% 3-point shooter. He just won't shoot them.
He's going to take 2 and then be all done. Unless he misses the first one, then no mas.
Then no mas. No mas, no mas.
No, but it's just, is it, hey, Russell Westbrook is a future Hall of Famer. He's one of the 75 best players of all time.
Of course he is.
He's a former MVP. And vibes, and this is what we want, is just we want him to tell opposing fans to get the F out of here. Is that what we're looking for? Is that because I like practically, and I will ask D'Lo and KC this because I know Damian specifically is a big Russ guy.
Yeah.
What does he do here? Like, what is it about Russell Westbrook that you go, hey, you need to do everything you can to maneuver the roster. You got to move heaven and earth to open a roster spot for Russ. Like, what? What are we talking about? If this was, and if it is, they identify Russell Westbrook as a player who can help them potentially get to the playoffs this year, then all right, I guess. But if you wanted Russell Westbrook, then you should not have signed Dennis Schroeder. You should have just signed Russell Westbrook and saved the money.
Yeah.
If that was the goal, I don't know, man. And now you're talking about doing something different to clear a roster spot so Russell Westbrook can come in, and now you have Westbrook and Monk on the team.
Well, then you have 3 point guards. Because
ostensibly, if Monk is on the team, he has to be a point guard.
Well, Monk is a point guard. He's a combo guard. He's a combo guard. He's not a starting level combo. But when he's on the court, he has the ball in his hands the whole time.
Yep.
Like he is an offensive weapon who has the ball in his hands. A reasonably high usage player.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I don't understand how you can have 3 of these guys.
Mm-hmm.
None of which are an elite defender. I don't care what people say about Dennis Schroeder. He's a solid defender.
He's a pesky defender.
Yeah, he's a league average defender. He's at Russell Westbrook below league average at this point. Malik Monk below league average as a defender. I don't know how you can have 3 of those guys and none of them are great 3-point shooters. Monk has had some moments, but Russell Westbrook has more seasons in the 20% than he does in 30% as a 3-point shooter for his career.
Ooh.
I mean, last season he shot 32.3%. The year before, In 68 games, he shot 27.3% from three. The year before that, he shot 356, but the year before that, 296. So if you go by the Brett Saberhagen every other year thing, which it sure does look like Westbrook has done throughout his career.
Can you elaborate for the non-Brett Saberhagen heads out there?
Brett Saberhagen was a pitcher for the Royals in the late 80s and early 90s. He was absolutely phenomenal every other year. Every other year. I mean, he was like a Cy Young candidate every other year. You're like, oh my gosh, look how good he is. And the next year, you're like, what happened? And the next year, you're like, oh my gosh, he's back. This went on for years, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like, this is exactly what Westbrook does. Like, he does not shoot the ball well from three. And if you're a team who's looking to hoist threes, I think Russell Westbrook can still help a team. And I agree with you. If Russell Westbrook is your backup point guard to Dennis Schroeder, okay, that's fine.
But now what does Monk do?
But then I don't know how you would play them. And the bigger question, Kyle, what does this mean for Keon Ellis? Because Keon Ellis is your best, your second best 3-point shooter and your best perimeter defender. So if you're going to add another guy, the only way that this whole, because that's sort of the language in here, they're going to look for a way to change the dynamic of the backcourt so they can add Russ and keep Monk. The only way that it makes sense, logical sense, is if Zach LaVine isn't there. Because then at least you can start Keon.
Sure.
And then you can come off the bench with Malik Monk. You can come off the bench with Russell Westbrook. You can have Devin Carter as your fifth guard. You can have Nate Clifford as your fifth guard, whatever it is. But if not, like, how are you going to make up for the fact that you don't have more than 48 minutes at the point guard position and 48 minutes at the shooting guard position? And if Zach LaVine is going to play 32 to 34 minutes, that's it. There's no more minutes. So I don't know. I don't know how this would work.
I feel like Russell Westbrook does a lot of the things Malik Monk does, but worse.
Yeah,
that's sort of how
point in his career.
Yeah, right. If they were getting 28-year-old Russell Westbrook, hell yeah, sign me up, obviously.
Yeah,
but they're not. They're getting a Russell Westbrook that like does that is, again, we talk about the Kings having overlapping parts all the time. If you're keeping Malik Monk, you don't need Russell Westbrook. Outside of, look, we have Russell Westbrook on our team. Maybe ESPN will make a graphic about us.
Yeah.
Is that the goal? If that's the goal, cool. 2 thumbs up, go get it. But I don't see a purpose for him on the roster currently. I certainly don't see one where you also have Malik Monk, but you're moving something else to get. I don't get it.
I agree.
I don't understand the obsession, and it has been lingering, and it's still there. Oh, they're trying different routes. Like, for what?
Yeah.
Insane.
We have a